Good morning. Today's topic is volcanoes. You're on page 23 of your notebook. Our objective is I can explain where volcanoes happen and identify the ring of fire. On the left side of your notes, your first topic is volcano. A volcano is a mountain that forms in the Earth's crust when magma from the mantle reaches the surface. Volcanic belts, or where volcanoes form, are most common along plate boundaries. Boundaries, again, are where two plates meet. The most common places where volcanoes form are at convergent or at divergent boundaries. The ring of fire is a term we assign the place where the most active volcanoes in the world are found. The ring of fire is around the Pacific plate, which is essentially the entire Pacific Ocean around the edges of it. Here's the ring of fire. You'll notice that the red part, this is the zone where plates are meeting, where the Pacific plate is hitting up against other plates. It's at this boundary location where volcanoes are most common. Here you can see all the plates of the Earth. The Pacific plate is surrounded by a red line. This is the ring of fire where most of the volcanoes exist. You saw this when you plotted your volcanoes in the Explore activity. Most of them fell along the Pacific Ocean at plate boundaries. Even though volcanoes are most common at boundaries, there is one exception. This exception is called a hot spot. This is where magma from the mantle breaks through the crust in the middle of a plate. This is what formed the Hawaiian Islands. So let's take a look at a video that's going to explore what hot spots are and how the Hawaiian Islands were formed.
Volcanoes usually occur at plate boundaries, where the continents collide. When they hit, they release unimaginable energy, punching up molten rock from deep inside the Earth. The Pacific Ring of Fire marks a whole series of these plate edges. It's got half the world's active volcanoes. Hawaii is more than 2,000 miles from the nearest collision zone. Beneath the ocean floor is a mysterious area of super hot liquid rock. Hot enough to melt a hole through the Pacific plate, punching up fresh lava. It's called a hot spot. The ocean floor is creeping gradually northwest at 3 inches a year, but the hot spot under it doesn't move. A volcanic island builds up, but as it moves away from the hot spot, it is cut off from the source of lava and dies. Over the hot spot, a new volcano forms. But if the big island is growing, then what's happening to the island of Oahu? Oahu should be shield-shaped, circular, but it's not. It's long and thin. There's a chunk of it missing. All that's left are 1,000-foot-high cliffs.
Because you can obviously tell that this isn't a shield volcano anymore, that there's something definitely missing from this spot.
As the water turns the rock to soil, the cracks burrow even deeper. A fatal weak spot develops, until one day, it all just lets go. This cliff is a crack, 1,000 feet deep. Based on the shape of Oahu, and the height of the cliffs, Lloyd estimates the land used to extend out from here for another 20 miles.
All this used to be solid rock. And all that rock disappeared to the ocean below.
Two million years ago, the island fell apart. 300 square miles, 20 trillion tons of rock, dumped in the Pacific Ocean. That's why Oahu has an unusual shape. The rock slide really has taken a bite out of the island.